What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Today we are talking about Stellar XLM, and the market cap is looking pretty healthy. 412. That's pretty exciting, especially when you consider how things have been moving along in regards to the overall cryptocurrency volatility that we've been seeing. Definitely renewed confidence, seeing the fact that there is that possibility for upward mobility, and it seems like things have been coming back pretty healthily, and it's definitely very exciting to be seeing how cryptocurrency has managed to develop this reputation where it seems like we're going through a cycle of cryptocurrency in regards to the public consciousness, and seeing how people have become accustomed to doing their research regarding these technologies in periods of time similar to like the past few weeks that we've been going through. It's definitely been interesting to see how people have been really taking advantage of the valuations that we were seeing of crypto. A lot of people were calling it a sale, a lot of different positivity, because you really have to understand how volatile cryptocurrency is. You might have missed out on some opportunities if you consider the fact that we're seeing things. I mean, very, very nice. A lot of really historic things happening across the board with a lot of different technologies, and certainly there's a lot to be said about how cryptocurrency is going to step by step, it seems like, work its way into the public conversation. And it's definitely interesting to see technologies like Ripple, technologies like Stellar, and of course the go-to everyday cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and so forth, because it always is important to pay attention to Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is the big dog. Whatever's happening with Bitcoin is going to send shock waves out throughout the rest of the market. So it is always important for us to pay attention to Bitcoin and what's been happening in regards to these various developments that have been happening across the board. And I'm definitely interested in what have been termed as establishment cryptocurrencies like Stellar XLM and of course Ripple, these cryptocurrencies that are basically on the side of the banks. They're basically the establishment getting their foot in the door when it comes to cryptocurrency. And when you consider how mass adoption is going to have to happen step by step, it's definitely in a similar fashion as to the way we've been seeing the market interacting with the global community as a whole. It's going to take certain deals being struck and certain milestones being established along the way to see these things really come into their own. And Stellar is definitely an exciting technology for me to be paying attention to from an investing perspective, but also from a perspective of wanting to see how cryptocurrency is going to actually be looking in regards to the average everyday person, and how these technologies are basically having an impact on people's day-to-day lives. When I go through this list of technologies right here, it is an important question that I often ask myself. Basically, what are these technologies offering in regards to crypto, but not only in the space of cryptocurrency, but in multiple aspects of people's day-to-day operations and the way that society operates as a whole. And I think Stellar, the way that they've positioned themselves to really leverage cryptocurrency technology in regards to credit cards in the financial sector and so forth, is definitely something to be said. And of course, Stellar being a branch off of Ripple is definitely is a point in the direction of basically whatever we see happening with Ripple, we will see echoed in the reputation of Stellar as well, and vice versa. So the possibilities that we've been seeing for Ripple, of course, the things looking a little bit more healthy. Of course, we see a lot of similar mirrored influence happening across the board board with a lot of the similar related technologies, including and not limited to the establishment cryptocurrency technologies, similar to the ones that we've been covering before in this content. So it is definitely exciting to be seeing the way that Stellar has managed to develop itself. I mean, looking at this graph, it is definitely exciting to see the possibilities that Stellar has in store for itself in regards to really developing the technology and creating its reputation, and of course its technology moving along with all the different partnerships and so forth. I mean, looking at the different news items regarding Stellar, it is important to pay attention to the way that the news is talking about these technologies, if for any purpose other than the fact that it's important to understand how the public consciousness is interacting with these technologies as we see them continue to develop and so forth. And it seems like Stellar definitely does have a really interesting community that's built surrounding it, and there is a interesting conversation happening regarding Stellar and the future of this technology, and I'm very excited to be seeing the different possibilities that are in the works for Stellar, and especially seeing this recent activity where it is seeming as if there is a decent likelihood of Stellar revisiting its all-time highs, which is also very exciting for anybody who's kept the faith in Stellar. And of course, it is important for anybody who's not already, make sure that you're following Stellar on their official Twitter. Twitter is a really great resource when it comes to gaining information regarding cryptocurrencies and staying up to date regarding these technologies, because there's always interesting news, and Twitter is just a really great resource for staying up to date regarding these technologies and so forth, staying in touch and in the know. And of course, make sure that you follow me on my Twitter as well. That's at CryptoTuber, and I'll actually be including a link to my Twitter down in the description. Actually, the first link in the description will be a link to my Twitter. So if you guys are interested in connecting with me, sharing various information and so forth, that's the whole purpose of this show, and the whole presence that we've generated on all these different social media platforms. It's definitely exciting to see how this community has been growing, and of course the whole purpose of this community is to share information regarding these technologies, so that as a community we can stay strong and stay motivated in regards to having a positive outlook regarding the technologies and so forth. But of course, remember, standard disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. The whole purpose of this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. And remember, I'm not your dad. The whole purpose of me making this video is me sharing my opinion, and that's substantially the whole purpose of this content, is for me to share my opinion. And I'm of course interested in hearing what your opinion is as well. So don't be shy. Make sure that you go and share your opinion down in the description down, well, in the comments and so forth down below. Definitely make sure that you connect with me on Twitter and so forth. Always interested in hearing the other side of the conversation. All multiple aspects of it are valid contributions to freedom of speech on this channel. Of course, is something that I always say. I'm always interested in everything, comments, criticisms of this technology, and everything included. But yeah, I'm actually going to be including a link to this video down in the description below as well. Really interesting piece of content here by Dusty BC. Always a really interesting content creator. I definitely recommend that everybody go and subscribe to Dusty BC. Then, like I said, I'll be including a link to this content down in the description below. Definitely really interesting content here. Dusty goes into detail regarding a lot of the similar things that we've talked about in this video, and of course expands upon them in an original way. It's only in it's a pretty fairly long video, 17 minutes, but I do think that it's worth your time in regards to contributing to the conversation and getting a different perspective, an original one at that, and of course expanding in a direction of knowledge that we can all work forward to. So yeah, all that being said, definitely excited to see the developments in the news regarding Stellar and the different possibilities that are in store for the technology. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to be reading the comments regarding Stellar in the light of the wave of crypto that we've been seeing. The market cap has been acting pretty healthy in regards. I believe we've been seeing a lot of upward mobility, and of course there's going to be a lot of volatility in cryptocurrency just in in general. It's important to take all these variables into consideration. And I'm also saying it's important not to get too optimistic right off the bat. And it's important to remember what was happening just 2 weeks ago, or even the beginning of this week. 7 days ago, in fact, everybody might have been having a little bit more of crypto depression. So it is all a bunch of different things to be taken into consideration. And it's not always sunshine and rainbows in the world of cryptocurrency. There's always multiple variables that need to be taken into consideration at every turning point, which is why it's important to stay informed and have valid sources of information and so forth. So yeah, make sure that you're following Stellar on their official verified account and so forth. And of course, make sure that you're connecting with me on my official at CryptoTuber and so forth. Always interested in hearing what the community has to say in regards to these technologies. And we definitely are at a revolutionary point in regards to cryptocurrency. This is definitely a historic moment, especially considering the fact that we're so early in the game. And all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Yeah, and all that being said, just as a side note, I definitely believe that Stellar has the potential to be further up where it currently is. I mean, it's at a number 8 position right now, but I think that a top 5 position is well within the works for Stellar if you consider the establishment getting involved with cryptocurrency. I mean, this establishment isn't going anywhere. I know a lot of people have their mixed feelings regarding its involvement, but it is important for those of us who are interested in getting with the times and moving forward and really thinking in the future terms. These trusted companies that are, especially with the Ripple partnership with Apple and a lot of different variables coming into alignment. These are definitely really exciting times to be seeing such an early stage with stuff that's going to be having such a significant impact in the world of tomorrow. But just something as a side note to take into consideration. But remember, I'm not your dad. All that being said, I'm not a financial advisor, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. And of course, I encourage you to do your own research because you're responsible for your own decisions. Like I said, I'm not your dad. But all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the content. Remember to subscribe, put on post notifications, and of course share this content with your friends and family so we can boost this channel up in the Google algorithm. Have a good one.